The motion capture session was made in this huge, beautiful green screen room. The equipment that we use in order to shoot this was Axis Studio. We had me as the director, making sure that the motion capture session goes based on the story. As an AD or assistant director, we have Charles Douglas, who is in charge of the whole acting department in Vancouver Film School. We would have the actors, Jonathan Klassen playing Hades and Andres Gaitan playing Ambrosio. And as a motion capture real-time operator, we would have Arthur Gonzalez. Instead of using markers as conventionally is being done, for this project we use straps with sensors that gives us feedback on the real-time performance for both of our characters. Overall, the experience of watching professional actors bring life to your characters, bringing life to the story, was surreal and fantastic. Seeing how the actors, come into the space, rehearsed, work the lines, and do their best to bring the overall experience to life. After each take, the AD or the assistant director will always ask me, "Hey, how is this? How you feel? Do you want this to be done in a different way?" And so on. The overall thing, it was great, it was magnificent. Something that is truly worth to remember and something that will live with me in my heart forever. After the mocap session was done and recorded, it was now a task of mine to gather all the performances and decide which ones I'm going to definitely use. The post-processing workflow initially began in Motion Builder. And after having the entire motion capture performance nailed down, my efforts would direct themselves to the facial performance. The challenge here was to keyframe the entire facial performance thanks to the references that have been gathered during the shoot of the motion capture session. Pretty much after the motion capture session was done, we would have the actors again in the audio booth to read the lines and record a track for me to work with later on. In order to have the correct audio placement in Maya, I would first recommend you to do it in Unreal Engine. If you have a correct placement in Unreal Engine, you're going to have a correct placement in Maya. And also make sure that the frame rate is the same as your animation, otherwise you're gonna have problems. And once the things are placed in are the same as being placed in Maya, now you can go full thrust with your facial performance or the lip sync performance at this point. How long did the whole thing take? The production phase was about 2 months. The first month was for the entire motion capture performance to be nailed down, and the second month was of the facial performance. Little by little, I would see how the whole thing would develop and feel. Having the body and the facial together would bring me this feeling of immense happiness and satisfaction.